power. What would you do if you had it? Would you do some good? Maybe you would do some bad. Yeah, just a little bad. Peoples, what is going on? I am Finesse, and we are here in the Finesse Studios because yesterday, Indian Motorcycle released the rest of the 2025 lineup with their Power to Roam video. It released here on the East Coast at 10 a.m. If you have not already seen that video, you can see that video on the Indian Motorcycle homepage. As soon as you log in, it's right there on the splash page. You should definitely give that a look. As I said earlier, Indian Motorcycle released their Power to Roam video, and that video was centered around the PowerPlus family. So for 2025, Indian Motorcycle has expanded the PowerPlus family to include the Chieftain, the Roadmaster, the Challenger, and the Pursuit. And they also added another engine, so not only do you get the PowerPlus 108, you will also now have the PowerPlus 112. And for each of these models, you can configure them either with the 108 or the 112. So, you know, no matter what you like, no matter what style you're going for, you have those options, whether you want the 108 or the 112, which is fantastic. So, not only that, yesterday Indian Motorcycle also released the Sport Chief RT, which is the road touring version of the Sport Chief. So that added locking hard saddlebags as well as forward foot controls. In addition to that, Indian Motorcycle released the Super Chief Dark Horse, all right? And that's exactly what it sounds like. It's a blacked out version of the Super Chief. So previous to 2025, you could only get the Super Chief in chrome, all right? So as for the Sport Chief and the Super Chief, other than those things that I just highlighted, the bikes have mostly went unchanged, other than possibly an update with the software for 2025, okay? Other than that, those bikes went unchanged, nothing different there. However, when it comes to the PowerPlus family, there were a lot of changes, all right? But first, when we're talking about the PowerPlus family, we are going to start off with the colors, all right? Now, a couple of these colors were available on some other models. However, these colors are new for the PowerPlus family, and those colors are going to be Heavy Metal, Blue Dusk, Frost Silver Smoke, and Moss Green Smoke. So when I was looking at these colors on the configurator, of course I was configuring a Pursuit. The one that stood out to me was the Heavy Metal. This is one color that I have yet to see in person, so I don't know how it looks. From the images, it kind of looked like it was a gunmetal color, but I think it looks really, really sharp on a Pursuit. And if you were to ask me today which color I would get, it would more than likely be that Heavy Metal color. Next up would probably be the Blue Dusk, all right? But again, I haven't seen these in person, so I can't wait till they start hitting the dealer showrooms so that I can get over there and check them out. Not only did Indian Motorcycle update the colors for 2025, they also updated the standard features for 2025. Included in those standard features, you're gonna have the 7-inch ride command system, and within that system, you're gonna have 3 ride modes. It's gonna be Sport, Standard, and Rain. You're gonna get cylinder deactivation, cruise control, keyless ignition, USB charging, and remote locking saddlebags. So the thing to take away from there for the PowerPlus family and the standard features is the inclusion of the remote locking saddlebags. Prior to 2025, you only got the remote locking saddlebags on the Dark Horse and the limited version. But from the text that I'm reading, it's saying that, you know, any PowerPlus platform will have remote locking saddlebags. So that's a fantastic upgrade. Now, moving into the optional upgrades, or excuse me, the optional features. These are going to be features that are going to be standard on some models, say like the Limited, the Dark Horse, or the Elite, and they're going to be optional for the base versions of the bike. All right, so you're going to have your Ride Command Plus with connected services, and the connected services include GPS turn-by-turn navigation, Apple CarPlay, live traffic and weather navigation overlays, bike locator, and bike health. All right, as an optional feature, you're also going to get electronically adjustable preload suspension, heated and cool passenger and rider seats, heated grips, and then the remote locking trunk. So on your Pursuits and your Roadmasters, you know, for example, they're going to come with that trunk, and it's going to be a remote locking trunk. For the other ones, you can just add that option to it, and you plug it right in, and it'll remote lock with the rest of the bike. But I do want to touch on the optional feature as far as the navigation and the Apple CarPlay, all right? Because they have it listed here as optional features. Now, unless this changes for 2025, prior to even the base version had embedded navigation. So if you had that 7-inch Ride Command system on your bike, you already had the embedded navigation, all right? And you also had access to Apple CarPlay. Now, if they're changing this for 2025, I mean, I would be surprised. But the way they list it this way, I don't know if that's, if there's a different version of the navigation or a different version of the Apple CarPlay. You know, I'm not really sure. I'll ask around to see if I can find out anything. But from my understanding, that's just a feature that you get with the Ride Command system. All right, so we've looked at the standard features and the optional features. Let's look at some of the new features, all right? So I'm just gonna go down the list here, and then we'll come back and reattack, all right? So you have bike hold control, you have electronic combined braking system, you have blind spot warning, tailgate warning, and rear collision warning. All right, so bike hold control, of course, that's exactly what it sounds like. You know, you're gonna be able to keep your bike in place for up to 3 minutes, all right? Now, the rider, has to initiate this, so it's not like something that's just gonna pop on or, you know, whatever the case may be. You have to turn it on. The process to turn that on, I don't know what that process is, but it will hold your bike, keep it from rolling either forward or backward for up to 3 minutes. Now, if you have to park, like say on an incline, you know, maybe I can see where that's useful. But you know, other than that, I really don't know, you know, because me personally, I haven't had that need for that, but it's available to you. Now, the electronic braking system. So if you're in an emergency braking situation, and you're hard on your front brake, and maybe you're not giving enough rear brake, the computer is going to know what's going on by the amount of front brake you're giving, and then it's going to apply the rear brake to equal it out, right? So this is definitely going to get you slowed down in whatever situation you're in. It's going to help you slow the bike down, right? As far as the blind spot warning, tailgate warning, and the rear collision warning, I think all of these things are going to kind of work in circuit with each other. With the blind spot warning, you know, obviously letting you know if somebody's, you know, behind you where you can't see them. And then the tailgate warning is going to let you know when somebody's too close to you. And then for the rear collision warning, that's going to flash your lights. Like if you are familiar with Magic Strobe, it's going to do that with your saddlebag lights on your bike, all right? Those bikes will flash just to give a little more visibility to you, either slowing down or stopped, or if, you know, somebody's they're coming up on you too fast, all right? So all of these things are going to help work to keep you safe. And if you look at the rear end of the bikes that are equipped with these features, you're going to see just above the license plate, there's going to be a black box that sticks up from that. And that's going to be where the radar is that controls all of these systems. So you can easily tell if the bike has this feature or not, because you're going to see that box that's on the back of the bike. That being said, that leads us into the next thing that I know was on everybody's mind as soon as they talked about bringing these bikes out, and that was going to be the price. Everybody was all, you know, they were wondering how much the price was going to be. Now, I'm here to tell you, I honestly thought the prices were going to be more than what they are. In some situations, I believe the price actually went down for a few of these bikes. So very interesting there. But again, like I said, I was surprised because I thought they were going to be higher. But you know, they you know, for what they are, I think, and what they're compared to, I think they have a good price point going on here. So you're going to be able to find something within your budget. All right. So just keep in mind when we're talking about these pricing, only thing I included up here was the base prices for these bikes. So the entry price to each one of these bikes. So that means the color is either going to be black metallic or it's going to be black smoke. So for your base and limited, that's the black metallic. For your dark horses, that's going to be the black smoke. All right. Now, of course, there are other colors. Of course, those colors are going to cost you a little bit more. Okay. I want to say the most expensive bike was a little over 40. Okay. But that was because of color and then the audio and all these other options that you wouldn't normally have on these bikes. So when we're looking at these prices, these are the entry prices for each one of these bikes, all right? And they're gonna start at $26,499. That is gonna be for your base versions of the Chieftain and the Challenger. And then it's gonna go all the way up to $36,499, and that is gonna be for the 112 version of the Dark Horse Pursuit or Roadmaster, all right? So for each of these bikes, you have those options, like I said earlier, with the 108 or the 112. And then after that, all you have to do is decide what style you want to rock. All right, so that is it. Indian Motorcycle has expanded the PowerPlus family to include the Chieftain and the Roadmaster. We got a brand new engine with the PowerPlus 112. We've got the brand new Sport Chief RT. And then we've got the Super Chief Dark Horse. All right. Not only that, for 2025, Indian Motorcycle redesigned the Scout, the whole Scout lineup. So you've got a plethora of things to choose from, starting anywhere from $9,999 all the way up to beyond $40,000. All right. So within that range, I'm sure you're going to be able to find something that fits your needs, wants, or your budget. But I would love to know what bike you guys plan on getting, what interested you mostly about these new bikes that come out, and what features are you most curious about. And when I get the chance, I will absolutely do a video on that. If you guys want to, you know, just let me know what you guys want to see, and we can make that happen, okay? But until then, ride every day, and most importantly, make sure you're enjoying it. Peace.